Hi, I'm Ben and welcome to our new Beneos Battlemaps release. And I know I say this for every release, but this one is truly something special. It's all about the old cemetery or Grand Cemetery, which is also compatible with the Descent into Avernus module. And what makes this release so unique? Unlike what you might expect, it's not a neat and expansive graveyard, but one that's as old as the city itself, dark, winding and emanating a sense of grandeur, immortality and a certain level of menace. I've created two versions, a hellish variant and a Gothic Horror variant, set in an eternal fog, which is perfect for settings like Curse of Strahd. But instead of just talking about it, let me show you directly. What you are seeing now is the player's perspective in Foundry VTT, and we will move step by step through this entire release. It contains a total of 12 animated battle maps, 12 animated sceneries and 2 intro sequences. However, that's not entirely accurate because with 2 variations, Hell and Gothic Horror, each version has 6 battle maps and 6 sceneries. We will start with the Gothic Horror variant. As you can see, I think it perfectly captures that classic Diablo graveyard vibe. A place brimming with stories. You might search for an artifact here, look for information in a grave or cleanse a necromantic side of evil. As you can see, the location is full of details. Toppled statues, sunken mausoleums, iron gates and ornate fences, ancient trees and overgrown roots. Even though it appears relatively bright, the persistent fog and gentle god rays filtering through the canopy make it both eerie and mystical. This cemetery could also be hidden in the mists, discovered by your players by chance, without any enemy necessarily lurking within. It can simply tell an ancient story. There are also handouts for each map that the Game Master can show players, which we will discuss more when we switch to the GM view. My goal is to create battle maps with lots of gameplay opportunities. Imagine how cool it would be to have a ghoul or undead encounter here. Thanks to so many obstacles and limited visibility, every fight will probably play out differently. You can also move beneath certain objects, as you can see, such as trees or the roofs of the mausoleums. If you adjust your vertical position in Foundry VTT, you can even climb onto the rooftops and attack from above. On this map you can find eerie little magical candles providing light and, of course, falling leaves symbolizing decay, with statues and Victorian iron fences scattered around. The changing seasons pass over the cemetery just like the lives of those buried here, underscoring its aura of mortality and decline. One element I'm particularly proud of in this release are the roof tiles. I've used it to show how high and imposing the ruined little church is. When you enter, the roof disappears, revealing the dilapidated interior. The same applies to the large chapel, based on references from Descent into Avernus, but in this creepy version it can serve many purposes. As usual, each map also has custom-placed sounds. There's also a 2-minute ambient track for each location, and you'll find additional sound effects that trigger near specific objects. Rustling trees, creaking beams, dripping water and so on, further enhancing the immersion, which is one of our primary goals. These maps are so extensive that we can't possibly explore every detail in this video, but I hope you're getting a good sense of the exciting stories you can tell here. Finally, we'll take a look at the catacombs beneath the chapel, the last area of this eerie cemetery. Bones are stored on shelves, which can be anything you want, from a lair of a draugr you must defeat to the resting place of a buried artifact. You can even repurpose this mini-dungeon as the basement of some old bakery, for instance. Your imagination is the limit, as always. Now, let me show you the hell variant of these maps. The fog is more sooty and ash-colored. Ash rains from the sky, and the color scheme is predominantly ochre and red. We're in Hellturel, a city dragged into the nine hells and assaulted by demons and devils. This creates an entirely different atmosphere, maybe a burning graveyard in a war-ravaged city, or an infernal nightmare version of the map you've just seen. You could play through the Gothic Horror graveyard, trigger an event, and then revisit the same location in its hell version with new enemies. I love the idea of presenting the same setting in two drastically different ways. This also worked really well with our Death House, which had both a horror and a standard spooky variant. Lastly, let's switch to the GM view. One of the highlights of Beneos Battlemaps is that it not only looks great and creates an immersive atmosphere, but also is easy for the game master to handle. Even if the players are on one specific map, you may need to jump quickly to another. That's why all our maps are logically linked, allowing you to switch back and forth instantly. As mentioned, there are handouts for every map. 3D rendered images you can show to your players to highlight certain points or provide key information. This makes it easy to hide a quest item or showcase an interesting detail in a different perspective. The same philosophy inspired our sceneries, which are role-play backdrops you can display when a battle map isn't needed. Each battle map has a matching scenery that instantly sets the scene. If combat does break out, you have the perfect map ready to go. We pour a lot of work into every single map. Walls, lighting, audio, and handcrafted 10-minute ambient environment tracks, meaning you don't have to search YouTube or other sources for background audio. It's already here precisely as the creator intended. As usual, this release also comes with intro sequences, as you saw at the beginning of the video, both for the Hell variant and the Gothic Horror variant of the Cemetery. You can also play these intros in a loop when your players arrive for the first time, giving them a cinematic preview of the map's depth and atmosphere. The Gothic version in particular looks almost photorealistic, and it really wows your players. A common question is, it looks amazing, but how complicated is it if I'm new to VTTs or not very tech savvy? Don't worry, it's super simple, I promise. If you can spare 15 minutes for a tutorial video, you'll grasp everything you need. From our cloud, you can download each map directly into your game with just a few clicks. On Molinet, you simply search for the release, click download, and you'll get everything exactly as you see it here. Sounds, walls, lighting. All you have to do is play. And if you still have questions, our Discord community is always here to help. Feel free to comment on how you like this cemetery, whether the style matches your vision, and what you think of my decision to make it more twisted and overgrown instead of a neat and regimented layout. If you enjoy our style, come check out our Patreon. You can download the non-animated maps for free, and if you want to see everything in full animated glory, support us with a monthly pledge. You'll get access not just to this release, but to everything we've ever made. Over 3,000 files from almost 100 releases. We've even built a dedicated search engine at beneosdatabase.com, so you can browse from your phone or anywhere else. I'm Ben, thanks for watching. I hope you like what you see and choose to support us on Patreon. Until next time, and have fun in your games.